Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for joining us at the Black Woman Lifestyle channel. Before we get started, let's begin. The copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for the fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, scholarships, and research. Keep going reading down. Educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. The topic is be aware of doing business in America in 2025. Before again, let's start breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay. I want to share you a news story of a young man who is frustrated, and you might have seen this and probably have gone maybe viral on the internet about car purchasing.
Who drove his car through the showroom of a Sandy car dealership yesterday is out of jail.
And he is giving his side of the story. News specialist Debbie Worthen spoke with him tonight. Debbie, what does he have to say?
Well, he is emotional tonight. So he told me he realized just hours after purchasing that used car that it had problems that he didn't feel like were disclosed to him at the time of sale. And he said he wanted his money back, and losing that money was the final blow in what he describes as a year of being knocked down and told no.
This video of Michael Murray crashing his newly purchased car through the showroom is not something he's proud of.
I know me crashing into that car, into that building was wrong.
But Murray says he is drained emotionally, mentally, and financially.
I'm tired of being here and trying to be a productive member of society just to keep getting knocked down and get told no.
Employees inside the Tim Dolly dealership say these moments caught on video were terrifying.
I'm going to drive this car right through the front door. And you don't need to do that. Tried to calm him down again, but there was no talking him off the ledge per se. It's terribly frightening.
They say Murray had bought a used as-is car in the morning and came back emotionally charged, saying it was giving him problems and wanted his $4,000 back immediately. The dealership says they tried to work with Murray on options, including giving him a refund. Murray says that's not true, but still he regrets his actions.
I'm not the only person that's going through stuff in life. And maybe like my story getting out there of struggles will help someone else that's struggling not to do what I did.
Now, Murray faces several charges, including one felony charge. He has court tomorrow. He says he knows he has dug himself a financial grave at this point, but he said he wanted to share his story in hopes that others don't feel alone as they're trying to struggle and make it through life.
The young man said that he was drained and tired and frustrated and also drained with money. I read one of the comment section of someone else's page. It states here, and it happened 2 weeks ago, to let you know. He wanted his $4,000 back from the car that he just bought that morning, that he was already giving him problems. And instead of the dealership refunding his money, they played the hardball game. Not only did he damage the dealership, he also damaged their reputation because it made national news. A corrupt dealership is like a corrupt politician. Let that sink in. Let me say it again. A corrupt dealership is like a corrupt politician. Let that sink in. Now let's go in, because the man said that we were trying to work with him with different options, right? Then they say very end that they're going to refund him the money back. He said that was not true, because if that's the case, then they should give his money back to him. All right. So let us understand what it means to buy. I know we educate ourselves again, because some of us have not Some of us forgot about what it means buying a car at 20 years old, and you need a car to get to your A and B, right? Buying in a car, an as is car at a dealership means you accept the car in its current condition without any warranty or guarantees. If something goes wrong after purchase, you are fully responsible for the repairs. Here what you should consider before buying an as-is car. Now, he stated they did tell him the problem of the car. When he drove the car that morning, there were more problems than what the dealership has stated to him. But again, here what you should consider before buying an as-is car. 1, understand what as-is means. No warranty. Once you sign it, the dealership is not responsible for repairs. No returns. You cannot return the car if you discover problems later. Head was the same day, same morning. You pay all the repairs. Any mechanical issues, that's on you. Now, he could have a lemon car. What a lemon car means. It's called the lemon law. All right. Let's see here. Boom. So let me read what the lemon law is. The lemon law was first introduced in the United States in 1975 under the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act. This federal law was designed to protect consumers from defective products, including cars, by requiring manufacturers to honor warranties and provide remedies for persistent defects. Okay. Key milestones of the lemon law. 1975, Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act established federal protection for consumers regarding warranties. 1982, the first state lemon law in Connecticut. Connecticut became the first state to pass a specific lemon law for vehicles. 1980s-1990s. From other states follow. Over time, all 50 states adopted their own version of the lemon laws, with different rules for new and used cars. Ask your question. Would you like details of your state specific lemon laws? You look it up. All right. So anyway, let's go here. This is, just give you a overview what the lemon law really is about. Like I said before, is there to protect the consumers when you purchase a car. Some states have rules for new cars, and some states have rules for new cars versus old cars. So there are two lemon laws that affect the cars you buy. All right. The lemon law protects buyers from seriously defective vehicles that can be repaired after multiple attempts. If a car qualifies as a lemon, the manufacturer or dealer may be required to replace the vehicle, refund the purchase price, or cover repair costs. All right. Do lemon laws apply to used cars? Again, it varies, but most people back in the 80s and 90s, you only heard about the lemon law was affected by used cars. So here it goes. Some of us are from that generation. I was a young person, so here it goes. It depends on the state. Some states have, again, you have used cars and you have new cars of the lemon law. But in most people in the 80s and 90s, you came from that generation, you only know about the lemon law based off of used cars. The car was sold with a warranty, even a short one. The car had major defects that the dealer failed to fix after multiple attempts. The problem happened soon after purchases, vary by state. Okay. 4, the issue significantly affect the car's safety, use, and value. red light. If the car is sold as is, as the young man had who drove his car into the dealership, limit laws usually do not apply. Okay? So I just want you to understand, some of us women, we do have young adults, teenagers, and let them understand how to purchase a car. And make sure that you understand the limit law, because a lot of people purchase used cars. And some of us do buy brand new cars, and you need to understand what is the warranty and what is the responsibility of a dealership. Right now, we are in a interesting financial crisis. Sorry, I'm gonna say that. We are in a financial economy. Just say that. We in a crazy economy time. The Trump administration refused to acknowledge that we're in a recession because of what he's doing with the tariffs. And we, as African American women on this platform, we kind of know that we're in a recession. Without them telling us we're in a recession. And you remember real well during Bush and Obama race, running for a presidency, and Obama won. And you remember real carefully in November, Bush came out and said we were not in a recession. 7 days later, he came out and said we are in recession. So they have fun with the words. On this platform, right, this one here, I decided to use this case here, the young man who is frustrated, who is, wherever he do for a living and wherever he living at, he's frustrated. He's tired. Every dime is sucking up. I have met people who adult children who's in their late 20s, who moved out of home, who went and got an apartment. Their rent went up 2 or 3 times. Ridiculous rent. And then they moved back home to them. And the reason why they went back home, because they had to save up money. They could stay there, but why would you pay triple the rent for a place that don't need? So there are things going on in today's society that people are not talking about much about what is affecting the economy. And this is way before 45 came in office. The companies were already talking to each other, doing little dirty things behind the scenes that we didn't see. Some of us will have adult children who renting. Some of us don't. Some of us not even renting, so we don't know the truth of what's going on. We know what's on YouTube, what's going here on, but people do exaggerate. People looking at Atlanta, but you don't live in Atlanta. Where do you live at? What's going on in your community? Now let's go deeper in this one. Because, Trump is trying to, executive order everything. And one of the things he did trying to do to executive order is your credit. Let's read on MSN.com. The federal judge blocked Trump for dismantling Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB. The federal judge agreed Friday to block the Trump administration from dismantling the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, an agency that was targeted for mass firing before the court intervention. The U.S. District Judge Amy Merman Jackson agreed to issue a preliminary, sorry, pronouncing the word wrong, injunction. I say before morning, afternoon, when you get me. That injunction that maintained the agency existence until she ruled on the merits of the lawsuit seeking to preserve the agency. The judge said the court can and must act to save the agency from being shut down. Let's go down some more. Jackson ruled that without the court order, President Donald Trump administration would move quickly to shut down the agency that Congress created in the wake of the 2008 financial crisis. Like I said before, this is during President Obama became official in 2009 through 2017. All right. So this was in between the crisis, the housing crisis went down. You know, people that got foreclosures, the mortgage companies, some of those scammers were going on. People doing all kind of craziness doing under his watch. If the defendant are not enjoined, they will eliminate the agency before the court has the opportunity to decide whether the law permits them to do it or not. And as the defendant own witness warned, the harm would be irreplaceable, irreparable, Berman Jackson said in her order. All right. In her statement, blocks the unprecedented plan to dismantle CFPM, again, for the people, an agency that the Congress created to protect American financial security. The unruling uphold the Constitution's separation of power and preserve the Bureau's vital works. All right. And so what that means, now some of you guys don't understand what that really means. And what that means is that you have these people calling in, pretend they are you, using your credit. You can fight them in court. You can fight them with paper information to your mainstream, your credit card companies. You can, those are your legal rights as a consumer. Identity theft is one. Anybody could put money in your credit card. Anybody can ring your credit card up high, but you gonna pay for it. The credit card companies, which is loving Donald Trump, gonna do all the stuff. Well, we ain't doing it. Nope, you're too late. You had to do it in a time manner, and you don't even know that your credit had been abused till months later. Now, some of you guys have credit reports. Some of you guys have things on your banking system that could call you up and say, hey, did you purchase this? Well, guess what? Those con artists are now a part of the system. They are actually calling, they're actually texting you the same way your bank will text you. Did you purchase this item? I'm gonna advise you what to do. Call your bank up and see what your bank say. It happened to me. Story time. Okay. Find this here. Yeah, story time. I was my own business at home. I have a on my phone. My bank my bank gave me a text message and said, "Did I purchase this thing or not?" I looked at the bank. I looked at the text. Everything looked good. Right? They even use, listen up, they use the number of the bank. They use the number of the bank. The exact number is showed up on my text. So I talked to the person to verify what he did verify. And then he said something was interesting. He answered my answer. Like, he answered me back. He told me, are you this, here, all these questions, right? All right. Something he said was kind of strange. I couldn't figure out what it was, but I hanged up the phone. I called the bank. Again, the number they use for my bank, I use the same number. I got to the bank. So I'm asking that person questions, right? And the person, let me see, blah, 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 blah. And said, ma'am, there's nothing here on our end that anybody called you, and nothing here show that you know or purchased anything on your account either. So I told her what's going on, and she said, okay, did you give them your social security? I said, nope. Did you just nope. But I did give them my to verify, my who I was, what do you call it? My ATM. I did that, but I didn't give the date. I didn't give them the date or the year. None of that stuff there. I would say, so she said, well, I'm going to cancel your card. I'm going to cancel your card and get a new card to you. And understand, if you get one of these again, just call. Don't even reply. Just give us a call. Just give us a call. That's all you need to do. Okay. Then I told her what's going on. I said, well, the person, he answered the phone the same way you had answered the phone while they talked to you. She said, I understand. They're getting better. They even got our, she said, we have seen this. They even got our reply. The reason why you agree, because the reply is exactly how we do it. They are getting better at it. So be careful. When you do get those text messages, just call your bank. And even though you do, listen up, even though you did sign up for a credit watch, just call the bank and tell them, like, even you at the store, hey, I'm at the store, and I'll let you know that, this is me, blah, blah, and the other question you can get, okay? Just double check your information. We are in a economy crisis, and people are loving America. They're loving it because they can come out and do a lot of scams. You have kids in college, let them know too. Have them call, say you get something through their text messages, email, or I think the bank calling them, like, let me call you right back. Have them call you, your mom, call you, your mom, your dad, have them call you back home so you can double check, triple check some stuff. Make sure your kids are playing games online. Make sure that you use a pre-credit card. Go to GameStop, go to the store and get a pre-Visa card and use that instead. Mainstream, that's what I'm saying this. The mainstream credit card companies, like they did back in 2008, when there was going on to before George Bush came out and said we were in a recession, credit card companies was already cutting people credit lines down. All right. What they did at first, you had a credit limit, and you get a credit card, and you had to use that card in so many months to a year, they automatically cut your credit line, or they just cut you totally out. In 2008, they did that. They took your whole credit card with 0 interest on it, with 0 on it, and took it out. And you got to reapply again. And when you did reapply, guess what happened? You got a lower credit limit. Right now, during this time, even though they're not saying in a recession, credit cards are going in and cutting your credit line. Some people are getting cut in half. Some are getting cut down to 1,000. Here you are building your credit up, and you start out with probably like 500. You went to you keep moving up. Now you got $3,000. Now, boom, they cut it down to 1,000. And it's interesting what's going on right now. When you do tell them how much you're making, well, we need to see. This is a true story, not a lie. This woman got mad. She went online. Well, she went on the phone and cuts out her credit card company. They cut her credit because she had $10,000. She had a credit limit of $10,000. They cut her credit to $5,000 in half. Then they told her emails, you can go say you increase it, and they said, well, you need to show 3 months of bank statements, something like that. And you need to show your bank statement, not bank statements, 3 months of your W-2s, not W-2s, goddamn, 3 months of your pay stubs, or your taxes or your W-2s to prove that you make the kind of money that year. She went on there and cussed them out as can be. Nope, they did not give her back the $5,000, the extra $5,000. She's still down to the $5,000. She was mad as heck. So you be careful. Woo, sorry. Not my mic down. Just be careful. Look at your credit score. Go to your trusted financial FICO score and see anything it change, and try to do some homework with that. All right. Hopefully it'll help you a little bit. What's going on with the credit bureau? What's going on with these companies and corporations? It's not only dealerships. They know exactly what they're doing, and they know that what this man is doing to us in America, they feel the protection of Bureau, the CFPB, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, they know he is trying to delete it. And that's the case, then get prepared for a fight that you will never have before. Check your credit score. Check all your amounts, what's on those credit cards. If you can, again, do the snowball effect. Snowball means the top amount you have in debt. For example, the top you have, say 5,000, work it down to zero. And you want to do the avalanche effect. That means usually people use the avalanche effect. It means, wrong. The snowball effect, you do the smallest of your debt, work it down to the largest of the debt. The avalanche effect is the largest of your debt going down to the lowest of your debt to zero. All right? Or you do mix and match. And sometimes the avalanche effect, they use the highest, both the avalanche or the snowball. Some people use the highest, the lowest. Bear with me, people, bear with me. The avalanche. The avalanche people use the highest of the debt down to zero, or the avalanche effect of the highest interest rate down to the lowest. Snowball effect is our lowest bill debt or down to the highest bill, down to the highest bill, right? Then use the lowest of the financial, lowest of the percentage down to the highest percentage. Hopefully I did it correctly. Please, I did. Hopefully not. If not, please look down below in the comments. Look below so I make sure it makes sense when I say it on paper. All right. Have a good day or good night or good afternoon. When you watch and you listen to the Black Woman Lifestyle Channel. Have a good day. And please like, share, subscribe, and comment below. And then, just say something what you want to do. Let me know where your location at, what state you from, and what else can I do in this sense of economy. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.